Hi guys, I'm Kathryn Ladner. I'm the piccolo player for the Houston Symphony, and I'm here today to share an etude with you. This is for the Texas All-State competition, the Andersen Etude in C# minor. So with any piece, even an etude, I always like to start with what's the story I'm trying to tell? Because that's really what music's all about. Even an etude, it's not just about the notes and the technique. There's always something more to it that you can bring out of it. So for this one, I was thinking, it's in a minor key, it's very lyrical, it's sad, but it's also very dramatic. So I was kind of thinking of a scene in an opera, maybe it's the soprano's big aria after something really tragic has happened. So that's kind of what's in my head as I'm playing this piece. So if you're going to play this on piccolo, one thing to really pay close attention to is your intonation. It can be different than the flute, some of the notes have different tendencies, and every piccolo is a little bit different. So you just have to get to know your own instrument. So for example, on my instrument, the G sharp right above the staff tends to be a little bit flat. So that comes right at the beginning, and I have to be careful that interval sounds right. One thing I do for intonation is, as part of my daily routine, I like to put the tuner on a drone, and then I'll just play a slow scale or arpeggio up and down from that note. So for example, if I put a drone on a C sharp, I could just play up and down. And I'll be able to hear with the drone, oh, does it sound in tune or not? And if I can't tell, I go and turn off the drone and I check with the visual tuner. But I always like to try to do it by ear first, because I think if you can train your ear to really hear what's in tune, then you're just going to get there a lot faster. So if you're doing this one on the piccolo, maybe the hardest part is going to be there's a couple of high G sharps in the middle section, getting those out gracefully without them kind of popping out. So one thing to keep in mind, make sure for your high G sharp, you've got these two fingers down. That's really important. on the piccolo. That'll help the notes speak a lot easier. But the other thing you can do is just as part of your daily routine, just make sure you're practicing some soft, high register exercises. That's the most difficult thing to do on the piccolo. It takes really a lot of control with your embouchure. So you need to kind of train those muscles like you're training for marathon, and just slowly build up more control with those muscles. So what I like to do, and you don't need an exercise book, you can just make up your own. That's what I do. And so just start somewhere comfortable in the middle register. Just gradually go up, and as you're going up, taper, and try to have a nice, soft ending to the note with full control. Another one I like to do is, so you pick a high note, you start with your airstream above the instrument, so it's too high to actually make a sound, just air. And then you gradually lower it until you start to hear a sound. And you can kind of go back and forth, just playing on the edge of the sound. And that's a really, really good way to train your embouchure. So as you're doing these high register exercises, make sure that you're really feeling it in the front of your embouchure, not squeezing in the corners or even in the cheeks. You really want to be controlling it from the front, because that's where you'll have the most flexibility to play your instrument.